will change the future. I will not let it happen.
Alright guys, today we're going to be going over the new SH Figuarts Bardock reveal. We're going to recap what they revealed, give some analysis, some, speculation, because there's still a lot of things that are unclear about this, as you will see. I thought by the end of day 5, we would have all the information, all the details, no more questions, but there's still a lot of unanswered stuff, alright? So, first, the day 1 reveal was this Frieza head sculpt right here, where he's like, as you can tell, I would think, he's destroying Planet Vegeta, okay? It's kind of like similar to this frame right here, although, of course, it's not like 100% perfect, because I couldn't actually find a frame in that special where his eyes were shaped exactly like this action figure right here. So, it is very similar, though. You could say, okay, it's supposed to be this, right? Him destroying Planet Vegeta. And actually, some people thought that this was not a new head sculpt and that it was like, basically the same as this other one, but they are actually slightly different. If you look at his brow ridges, eyebrow ridges, the shape of his eyes in the original first form Frieza head sculpt are different than the one we have right here. You see his eyes are actually a bit smaller on the new one, so they're actually not the same, okay? And Bandai also had this, like, these like hidden names, okay? But on day 1, no name was revealed, so they're all still blacked out or blotted out by this point. So, will this head sculpt be an accessory with a different figure, like a different character, or are we getting a new first form Frieza, right? Because that is not clear. Like, we're not sure whether this is just some kind of thing that'll be included with someone else, or we're getting a brand new Frieza figure, okay? And if it is a new Frieza figure, why release this now when the original first form Frieza is being reissued next year? So that doesn't really make sense to me. So that leads me to believe that this will probably just be an accessory included with a different character that you can use for Frieza, because why would they release a brand new first form Frieza when they're reissuing the original next year? That doesn't really make sense to me, right? And another question is too, like, this accessory or the figure, the Frieza figure being reissued, that figure might be released around the time that this Bardock is going to be released or something like that. So the timing could be set up in that kind of way, okay? And will Bardock include this Frieza head sculpt? They haven't confirmed what exactly is going to be released how, okay? So we don't know for sure. Now on day 2, they revealed Dodoria here, like basically bowing to Frieza, right? And that is based on this frame right here from the Bardock special. You can see the side-by-side comparison.
Mission accomplished, sire.
So no names were revealed on this day. Once again, no names were revealed here, as you see on day 2. And this is after Dodoria tells Frieza, or like when he's telling Frieza that he, successfully eliminated Bardock and his group. But then we see that Bardock survived. They see the Saiyan space pod leaving the planet and stuff like that, okay? So that's what that is. And just like with Frieza, Dodoria has a new hand. So Frieza has a new head sculpt, Dodoria has a new hand. Will this new hand, as you can see, just go back here, this hand here with Dodoria is not included with the original, the current Dodoria figure. So it's either a new Dodoria figure or a new accessory that will be included with a different character or something, okay? So the question is, will this new hand be included with another figure or a different character, or are we getting a new Dodoria? I mean, Dodoria was released in 2022, right? And of course I know that now because of the Namek Saga Part 2 video. Part 1, sorry. So that figure was released quite a while ago, so I'm thinking it would be probably a good idea for Bandai to either release a new Dodoria or reissue the original Dodoria, because I mean there are probably a lot of collectors who started collecting after 2022, even like myself, who don't have that Dodoria figure, and it wouldn't make sense to release an accessory for a figure that people can't get, okay? Unless they pay a scalper, of course. So day 3, on day 3 they revealed this image here. Now, this is the only image which is like pretty inaccurate, okay, because Zarbon is accurate with the straight face, but Dodoria is smiling in the SHF image, but in the actual Bardock special, he had a straight face at this point, okay? The only frame I could find, or like, you know, kind of angle I could find to recreate this, that this would be recreating, Dodoria had a straight face. He didn't have a smile on. So they've not given Dodoria a new straight face expression. The current Dodoria figure does not have a straight face expression, okay? Also, if you see Frieza right here, Frieza at this point had his eyes closed and he was kind of like, you know, pouting or frowning a little bit, okay? Whereas in this image here with the SHF figures, Frieza is smiling. And unfortunately, it's really weird, but that Frieza figure, the current first form Frieza figure, does not have like a neutral expression or a stern or a straight face expression. It only has smiling, yelling. It might have something else, or like not really yelling, I guess laughing is when he's destroying Planet Vegeta, but it doesn't have like a straight faced expression. But it would have been really cool, honestly, to see like Frieza with his eyes closed and stuff. And his chair is also a bit different, as you can see. The chair in the Bardock special had a much like taller back part there, and the sides actually had different protrusions at the sides of it, so the chair is not accurate. So this is the most inaccurate recreation image that they posted. So on this day, on day 3, they revealed Zarbon and Dodoria's names, okay? So the third line there, Dodoria and Zarbon. No other names as of day 3. So this whole scene happens when Zarbon tells Frieza that Bardock's group conquered Kanasa, and they all talk about how strong the Saiyans are getting. Zarbon says we should keep an eye on them. Dodoria's like, oh, are you afraid of them? That kind of stuff, okay? And Frieza says like basically only a fool would welcome the scenario of like fighting a bunch of these Saiyans on a full moon, you know? So I don't think there's any new figure accessories or anything like that revealed here, okay? As I said, it would have been cool to see a new head sculpt for Frieza with his eyes closed at least, but this was just a pose to kind of, you know, hint at the Bardock special, right? On day 4, they revealed this image here with Zarbon and Dodoria looking kind of like shocked or worried, okay? So these are both new head sculpts, or face, well, I guess a faceplate for Zarbon, I would assume, and a head sculpt for Dodoria, right? So this is what this is based on right here. The pose is actually not accurate. So once again, this one's not as inaccurate as the last one, but the pose is not perfect because Dodoria should be like basically facing forward in this moment, whereas in the image that they posted, he's kind of standing off to the side. So I don't know why they did that. It's like, if you're gonna recreate a scene, you know, or recreate a frame, like just do it accurately. I don't get why they would do this. You know, if there is some other frame somewhere, like I don't know, in some Japanese exclusive Bardock thing I never saw where they're posed like this, okay, but as far as I saw in the Bardock special, this is not accurate to how they should be posed. And once again on day 4, no names were revealed, okay? So yeah, this is when this happens when Bardock is flying towards Frieza's spaceship, and Frieza tells Zarbon to prepare his hover pod, okay? And they're like, oh, you know, they're shocked or whatever. And so both of the expressions for Dodoria and Zarbon are new, and I have the same question as before. Will these be new figures or just accessories included with like a different character or something, or different characters, you know? And on day 5, we got the final reveal. So on day 5, they revealed this Bardock hair, and I couldn't find a frame where like a lot of Bardock's body was visible like this and he was reaching out to Goku, because when he started reaching out to Goku, they only had like this close-up of his hand, and before he started reaching out, this is when you see his body like this, okay? So this image is actually kind of like a hybrid recreation of both of these frames or you know, shots together, right? So this Bardock is, of course, it looks like a 2.0 to me. I don't see anything to indicate that it's not basically a very similar body to the original Bardock. Of course, you see the battle damage, you see the cut on his chest and stuff, and Goku also appears to have new hair, okay? So on this day, day 5, Bardock's name was revealed as the first name. So you see Bardock, then blank, Dodoria and Zarbon, blank again, okay? And this happens, of course, when Bardock has a vision of Goku, right? When he's like freaking out because he knows the planet is going to be destroyed. And I think this is after he tried to warn the other Saiyans and they didn't listen to him, and he like collapses in the stairway or something, right? So because it has the battle damage, I mean, this must mean we're getting a new battle damage Bardock figure, right? I wouldn't think they'd release like, you know, accessory pieces that you'd have to pull apart your original Bardock to put on the damage parts or whatever, because even the colors are slightly different, as you'll see. So Goku's hair, as I said, also appears to be new. Let's see here. Now, I saw someone say that this hair could be from the new, you know, kind-hearted Saiyan Goku. I'm not sure. I don't know why they would put that hair on like a 2.0 body. That would be kind of weird. So I think that is probably a brand new, you know, head sculpt for Goku that they haven't fully revealed yet. Oh, so yeah, final questions. Okay, the first question I have is, why is the, you know, the cut on his chest, why is that brown instead of red? Is it because this will be a general release and not an exclusive, and Bandai doesn't want to have, you know, a figure with red cuts on it on like an Amazon, not Amazon, like a Target or Walmart shelf, I guess? Is that what it is? Because the Genki Damatsuri Goku has the cuts, it has the red detail, you know? This Bardock has it brown though. So, and I didn't see anyone else talk about this. I don't know why it's brown. Like, it should be red, okay? Like, it's not like, yeah, it's just not accurate to have it looking brown like that, okay? And they did it with the Genki Damatsuri one. So I don't know if it's because this is an exclusive, not going to be on store shelves, so they're okay with the red there, but they don't want the red on the shelves. I don't know. The second thing is, why are some names still blocked out? Okay, because this is day 5 has passed, and we have all the images revealed, but we still have 2 lines of names that have not been revealed, right? You see Bardock, then blank, Dodoria and Zarbon, then blank, right? So this is day 5. Well, day 5 is gone. Why is there still a mystery? Like, what are they going to reveal more? They're going to have, they might actually have more reveals next week. They might have another set of these reveals, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 next week. That's possible, to reveal these other names that are blocked out, because over the course of this 5 days here, we only got 2 lines revealed, and there are 2 more to go. So I guess another set of 5, 2 more lines once again, possibly. Frieza's name isn't shown here, right? So is his name included in any of these that are blocked out right now? Because he got a new head sculpt, but there's no reference to his name currently, okay, that we can see, you know, clearly. So I don't know why Frieza got a new head sculpt, Dodoria got a new hand, Zarbon got a new face sculpt, Dodoria got a new head sculpt. So the only person that was revealed here to have something new going on, and their name isn't shown in the reveal thing, is Frieza. But why is that? So if they do a part 2, I guess Frieza might have his name there somewhere. And the fourth question is, how will all of the new accessories be released, right? Are there other figures besides Bardock that will be released for sure? Like, will we get other figures besides Bardock? Because I can't imagine one Bardock figure including a head sculpt for Frieza, a hand for Dodoria, a face sculpt for Zarbon, and a head sculpt for Dodoria. Like, that seems like a lot. So I'm thinking they're probably going to release at least 4 figures related to this, but they've only revealed Bardock so far as like a full figure, instead, you know, not just accessories or head sculpt or whatever, right? So I'm thinking potentially they might do a part 2 of this and reveal those other names, as well as more figures that will be released in conjunction with Bardock. Just a theory, just a collector theory, right? So some people are upset about this. The 5th question is, why is Bardock still a 2.0? Okay, they didn't make him a 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 15.0, right? The body, from what I can see, has those like hip caps that the 2.0s have. So it does look like this body is going to be very similar to the original Bardock's body, right? Now, I will say I don't personally really mind the 2.0 thing, because this way the figures will have a consistent look. Like, imagine if you were like animating something, right? And Bardock turns from 2.0 to 3.0 when he gets battle damage. You know, it would look kind of weird or slightly odd, you know, if you want like consistency. So personally, if I were to animate something with these Bardock figures, I would prefer to have them have the same style, you know. But I know some people are like, you know, they really want like everything to be 3.0, 4.0 or whatever. And I understand that. I'm not saying that that is, you know, necessarily a problem. I I'm not contesting those people at all. I'm just saying that I personally don't really mind the 2.0 body for Bardock here, you know. And another thing, the last question, question 6, is why are the greens different? Okay, you'll notice that the green on the original Bardock is actually much lighter than the green on this new battle damaged Bardock. And I will say this is somewhat odd. It would make sense if they had the same green, so they would be, you know, more consistent with each other, right? But the new green does look more accurate to the Bardock special, as you'll see in a moment. So right here, it seems that the original Bardock is closer to Episode of Bardock, that, like, you know, Japanese special, which I don't think it has an official English dub, where Bardock turned Super Saiyan. The original Bardock's colors look more similar to that, you know, what is that? Is that like a, I guess it's a TV special? I don't know what it is, but, you know, basically a short film, you know. That one looks like the Bardock Episode of Bardock, and the new Bardock, the battle damaged one, looks more similar to the Father of Bardock, Bardock the Father of Goku TV special, as you can see here. Okay, so they might technically be based on two different, you know, films, so to speak. Because I mean, a TV special is still a kind of film. I wouldn't say it's not a film, you know. So the new one, Bardock the Father of Goku, the original one, Episode of Bardock. Okay. So closing thoughts. I might get this if the price is reasonable, okay? But I doubt it will be. I really doubt it will be. I would be surprised, like genuinely extremely surprised, if this Bardock costed or costs anything, let's say $80 or less. If this is $80 or less, I would be completely surprised. Really, I would be. This could probably be like 85, 90, 100. I don't know, because look at Shallot and Giblet, right? So I don't know. I think this is probably going to be over $80 if I had to guess, you know? So yeah, I mean, the only thing I would probably want to use this for is animating, like when Bardock, you know, rebelled against Frieza, tried to, you know, destroy Frieza and stuff like that, and he got, you know, obliterated with the planet. That is probably the only thing I want to use this for personally. So let me know what you think about it, you know, and be sure to subscribe if you want more SHF discussions and updates and stuff like that. A few weeks ago, I started the Dragon Ball figure recap, where I go over Dragon Ball figure news every Friday. So look forward to that. If more stuff is revealed this week, you know, that'll be covered in the recap as well. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.